That's when Mariah really showed her ride-or-die side. While most people would have run the other way from a man facing serious federal charges, Mariah stayed. She wasn't just quietly holding him down either. She was front and center at his court hearings, visiting him behind bars, and even pausing her career to make space for his. She wrote songs that fans believed were about him, pouring her heartbreak and devotion into the music. One lyric that fans constantly bring up is when she sang about not being able to trust anymore, which now feels like a chilling foreshadowing of what's happening today. Mariah made sacrifice after sacrifice. She put her love life before her, career at times, even canceling shows so she could be by Thug's side when he needed her most. She endured the whispers, the public scrutiny, and the endless speculation about his lifestyle and reputation. And through all of it, she still stood 10 toes down, proving she wasn't just a girlfriend, she was committed like a wife. Fans used to praise her for being one of the most loyal women in the industry. In interviews, whenever Thug's name came up, Mariah's face would light up. She made it clear she wasn't with him for clout or fame. This was real love, at least on her side. Even when Thug's RICO trial painted a darker picture of his life, Mariah's presence in that courtroom reminded everyone that she wasn't going anywhere, and that's what makes today's scandal hit so much harder. Because the same woman who gave up her time, her energy, and even her own shine for the man she loved is now the one blindsided by leaked calls, rumors of affairs, and speculation about secrets he may have kept from her all along. Her timeline with Thug wasn't short. It was filled with moments where she proved herself, where she put him first, where she carried herself like the definition of loyalty. And yet, with one scandal, one set of leaked calls, the entire foundation of that love story is now being questioned. Was Mariah's sacrifice all for nothing? Did she put her career and heart on hold just to be made a fool of in front of the entire world? Fans are now looking back at their love timeline with fresh eyes. The romantic pictures, the supportive posts, the heartfelt songs, it all feels different in hindsight. What once looked like the blueprint of loyalty now feels like the story of a woman who gave everything, only to find out her partner may have never valued it the same way. When the leaked calls started spreading, the internet wasted no time turning this scandal into pure chaos. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram all exploded with reactions that ranged from pure shock to straight-up comedy. Memes started rolling out within minutes, and some of them were brutal. On TikTok, people made lip-sync videos using Young Thug's leaked call audio, pretending to be Mariah sitting at home while he bragged about talking to 10 women a day. Some creators added dramatic filters, sad love songs in the background, and captions like, "Me being more loyal to my man in prison than he is to me." It quickly turned into a trend with thousands of people mocking Mariah's situation by reenacting it with their own spin. Twitter was even harsher. Fans were tweeting lines like, "Mariah the Scientist really out here studying loyalty while Thug studying his options." Another viral post said, "Imagine being a whole scientist and you can't even research your man's red flags." These tweets got tens of thousands of likes, showing just how fast the internet was eating this drama up. Instagram reels were full of edits of Mariah looking emotional in her music videos, paired with the caption, "This is how she was feeling." While he was talking to 10 other people, others used split screens, Mariah singing about heartbreak on one side and Young Thug laughing on the phone in jail on the other. It became a whole social media wave where people clowned Thug for being careless and clowned Mariah for being too loyal. But not every reaction was cruel. Some fans actually defended Mariah, saying she didn't deserve all the mockery. On TikTok, a viral post said, "Y'all laughing now, but imagine holding somebody down for 2 years just to find out they were never serious about you." Another popular trend had people posting videos of themselves doing everyday loyal things like cooking or cleaning, with the caption, "Me being more faithful to my situationship than Mariah to Young Thug." It was shady, but it also showed that people related to her pain. At the same time, the rumors about Thug's possible DL affair sparked an entirely new set of memes. People dug up his old pictures and dresses, his playful bae tweets to his homies, and edited them together with the leaked call audios. Memes like, "Thug been telling us all along" started trending. One viral clip showed him in his Jeffrey album dress with the caption, "This wasn't fashion, this was foreshadowing." Twitter turned it into a whole inside joke where fans said the signs were always there, and now the leaks just confirmed what people suspected. Another huge trend came from fans making fake Mariah's reaction edits. They used dramatic crying clips from reality shows like Love and Hip Hop and Bad Girls Club, pretending those reactions were Mariah listening to the leaks. One even showed Nene Leakes shouting, "So nasty and so rude," with the caption, "Mariah, when she found out Young Thug wasn't just entertaining women." It went viral overnight. On YouTube and Instagram, fan commentary videos blew up. Creators dragged Thug for disrespecting Mariah, and some even accused him of publicly humiliating her. Others took it further, saying Mariah should turn this heartbreak into her best album yet, comparing her to artists like Mary J. Blige and Beyoncé, who turned pain into iconic music. A trending hashtag popped up, "Free Mariah," with fans rallying for her to leave Thug and put her energy back into her career. Meanwhile, Stan Twitter made things worse by turning it into a battle. Some people defended Thug, saying, "He never promised loyalty, she should have known better." Others dragged him, saying he was ungrateful, and clowned him for admitting to talking to 10 women daily like it was nothing. The debates got so messy that screenshots of them ended up on Instagram blogs, sparking even more conversation. The most brutal memes were the ones mocking Mariah for being too pretty to be played. Fans started posting side-by-side pictures of her stunning red carpet looks next to screenshots of Thug in jail. The captions read, "This is what she stayed loyal to?" Or, "She's a 10, but she's dating a man who talks to 10 women a day." Those posts spread like wildfire, making Mariah look like the ultimate victim of bad choices. In the end, fan reactions weren't just noise. They shaped the whole narrative. The memes, the hashtags, the TikTok trends, they turned a private heartbreak into a public spectacle. And for Mariah, it meant her name was everywhere, but not because of her music. The internet crowned her the face of loyalty gone wrong, while Thug got painted as the reckless player who couldn't even stay respectful from behind bars. While Portia Williams, RHOA mom Diane exposed for IRS scam in Costa Rica. The shocking truth about Portia Williams' family has come to light, and this time, it is not just about reality TV drama or relationship scandals. It is about her mother, Diane, being exposed for trying to scam the IRS in a way that almost destroyed her life. What makes this story even more unbelievable is that it happened in Costa Rica, where Diane thought she had outsmarted the system, only for everything to backfire in the most humiliating way possible. This story is filled with lies, betrayal, manipulation, and a twist that has left fans questioning everything they thought they knew about Portia and her family. Diane Williams, the woman who has always been seen as the elegant and supportive mother behind Portia, shocked everyone when it was revealed that she attempted to cheat the IRS. Her plan seemed simple in her own mind. She thought that by lying to the government and claiming she was no longer a U.S. citizen, she could skip out on paying the taxes she owed. To Diane, it must have felt like the perfect loophole. If she was not a citizen anymore, then surely the IRS could not demand money from her. But what she did not realize was that the system is far smarter than she gave it credit for. The IRS does not just take your word when you say you are no longer a citizen. There are legal processes, documents, and clear steps that need to be followed. Diane believed she could bypass all of that by simply making a claim. She thought she had found a shortcut, but in reality, she had walked herself straight into a trap. The government acted quickly, and Diane's little scheme turned into a nightmare. Instead of escaping taxes, she ended up losing her passport. She was stranded in Costa Rica, without legal standing, without protection, and without any way to return home. Imagine the fear that must have washed over her. One moment she thought she was outsmarting the IRS, and the next, she was sitting in a foreign country, cut off from the United States, and facing the humiliation of being caught in a scam that she herself created. It was not just about money, anymore. This was about her freedom, her dignity, and her entire reputation. But just when things seemed like they could not get worse for Diane, the story took a turn that no one expected. The man who stepped in to save her was not her daughter Portia. It was not any family member at all. It was Simon Guobadia, the man who has been painted for years as the villain, the scammer, the manipulator, the bad guy in Portia's love story. Simon, of all people, was the one who helped Diane when no one else would. Simon had every reason to walk away. Diane had made her bed. Mariah the Scientist is shattered right now, y'all. Her whole world has been flipped upside down after shocking leaked calls from Young Thug's prison time just hit the internet. These leaks are not just random little rumors. They are explosive, messy, and painting a picture that nobody thought they would ever see. For years, Mariah stood by Young Thug, proving herself as the ultimate ride-or-die girlfriend while he was locked up on his RICO trial. She defended him, loved him, and showed loyalty that most women in the industry would never even think of. But the tea that just spilled makes it look like she was being played the entire time. And not just by other women, but possibly by men too. This is the kind of drama that breaks the internet and leaves a permanent mark on someone's career, image, and personal life. It all started when leaked jail calls began popping up online. At first, it was just Young Thug bragging about things that already seemed disrespectful. He admitted to talking to 10 different women every single day from inside his prison cell. 10, y'all. Not 1 or 2, but 10. And the way he said it, laughing like it was just normal daily life, made it even worse. For Mariah, who was on the outside staying loyal, holding it down, and defending him at every turn, it was like a punch in the face. Imagine giving your all to somebody, wading through their darkest times, and then hearing them laugh about having a whole lineup of women while you're out here struggling to keep your relationship alive. That alone was enough to embarrass her in front of the whole world. But things didn't stop there. More calls leaked, and that's when the drama went from bad to absolutely chaotic. Fans started noticing that it wasn't only women Thug was giving his time to. He was also spending hours on the phone with his boys, laughing, joking, and talking in a way that didn't just sound like regular friendship. People began reanalyzing every word, every laugh, every tone, and the whispers about Young Thug's sexuality came roaring back louder than ever. For years, folks have speculated about Thug's identity. From wearing dresses on the Jeffrey album cover to calling his homies bae on social media, he has always kept people guessing. But now, with these calls, people felt like the truth was finally out. For Mariah, this was the breaking point. It wasn't just about cheating with other women anymore. It was about her possibly competing with men too. The internet exploded with jokes, memes, and threads dragging the situation. And the worst part? In one of those calls with Mariah herself, instead of showing her love and appreciation, Young Thug brushed her off. He told someone else that Mariah loved him too much, like her devotion was some kind of burden. That one line broke fans' hearts because it showed just how uneven their relationship really was. She was all in, but he treated her loyalty like it was nothing. Now let's step back and remember the history here. Mariah stayed with Thug for years while he was locked up. She canceled shows just to visit him. She shaped her music around being in love with him, showing the world that her heart belonged to him no matter what. She was praised as the ultimate loyal girlfriend. But loyalty only works when it's respected. And when those clips leaked, fans realized that all her effort was one-sided. She was out here being faithful while Thug was laughing about juggling. 10 women, and possibly having a whole other side of his life she never even knew about. And here's where the story takes an even darker twist. Rumors started spreading that young Thug actually admitted to having secret affairs with men while in prison. Social media blew up when people started quoting a deleted tweet where Thug allegedly clapped back at being called a snitch by saying, "We all be taking Mad D in Atlanta. I'm talking all your fave rappers too." That one messy line set the entire industry on fire. Was he joking? Was he serious? Nobody knows for sure, but the fact that he said it at all was enough to make fans believe there was some truth behind it. Suddenly, this wasn't just about cheating. It was about him possibly living a double life, hiding secrets that Mariah never signed up for. The betrayal Mariah must feel is unexplainable. She stood by a man accused of serious crimes, defended him while the world laughed at her, and held on to hope that their love would survive the storm. But behind those prison walls, he was entertaining women, spending suspicious amounts of time talking to men, and dismissing her love as too much. The internet went savage, and Mariah became the center of memes, TikToks, and shady tweets. People weren't just clowning Thug. They were clowning her for staying with him this long. It turned her loyalty into humiliation. Fans began asking the hard question, why did she stay? Was it love? Was it denial? Or was she just trapped in a cycle that she couldn't break free from? Loyalty can sometimes blind people to reality. And, in Mariah's case, it seems like she was in too deep. She gave up opportunities for herself. She tied her image to Thug's, and she believed in a love story that wasn't real. Now, instead of being celebrated for her music, she's being dragged as young Thug's girlfriend who got played. That's heartbreaking for someone who has talent and a career of her own. But let's talk about the bigger picture. Young. Thug has always been a mystery in hip-hop. His style, his personality, his choices, they never fit the mold of a traditional rapper. That's why people loved him, but also why people questioned him. These leaks didn't come out of nowhere. They confirmed what fans had been whispering about for years. From his flamboyant fashion to his playful nicknames for male friends, people suspected there was more to his story. And now, with leaked calls and messy tweets, it looks like the secrets are finally spilling. The chaos doesn't stop there either. YSL associate Woody added fuel to the fire when he claimed that Thug was paying hush money to keep certain things quiet from the media. He said Thug couldn't even look at himself in the mirror because of the things he did in prison. If that's true, it means Thug has been desperately trying to control the narrative, paying people off so his secrets don't reach the blogs. But once the leaks hit the internet, there was no turning back. The tea was already out, and the world was already watching. The saddest part of all this is that Mariah is left to pick up the pieces. She didn't leak these calls. She didn't cheat. She didn't embarrass anyone. Yet she's the one facing the ridicule, the jokes, and the public heartbreak. She's the one who has to deal with people questioning her worth, her choices, and her career. And she's the one who has to decide if she's finally done with Thug, or if she's going to stick around and take even more humiliation. The internet is begging her to leave, but only she knows what her heart can handle. This scandal is more than just gossip. It's a turning point. For young Thug, it could destroy his image in ways the RICO trial never did. Fans might forgive crimes, but they don't forgive being lied to about someone's personal truth. For Mariah, this could be either the breaking of her career or the moment she finally shines on her own. If she leaves Thug and puts all this energy into her music, she could rise above the mess and prove she's more than just someone's girlfriend. But if she stays, the internet will never let her live it down. The fallout is already shaking the music world. Social media is divided. Some people are dragging Thug, calling him out for embarrassing Mariah and living a double life. Others are dragging Mariah for staying with him too long. And then there are those who are defending Thug, saying his personal life is his business, and nobody should care. But the reality is, when you're a public figure, your personal life becomes part of the story. And right now, The story is one of betrayal, secrets, and heartbreak. This situation is far from over. More leaks could drop at any moment. More voices could come forward. More secrets could spill. And every new revelation will only make things messier. Mariah is already shattered, but the real question is how much more she can take. Will she walk away and rebuild her life? Or will she stay and let herself be dragged down with him? One thing is certain. This isn't just drama. It's a scandal that could change everything. The truth always comes out, and in young Thug's case, it's coming out in the ugliest, messiest way possible. Mariah deserves better, but whether she chooses better is something only time will tell. Before all this drama exploded, Mariah, the Scientist and young Thug were once painted as one of the music world's most unexpected but passionate couples. Their story wasn't always about leaked calls and rumors. It started with real chemistry, loyalty, and a love that fans thought was built to last. Mariah, already carving out her own lane in R&B with her soft voice and deeply emotional songs, crossed paths with young Thug, the Atlanta rap superstar who was larger than life. Their connection surprised a lot of people. She came from a world of soulful vulnerability, while Thug was the face of trap culture, known for his wild lyrics, eccentric fashion, and street reputation. On the surface, they seemed like complete opposites. But behind closed doors, it was a different story. The two were first spotted together around 2021, and almost immediately, fans started buzzing. Mariah hinted at their romance through subtle lyrics and soft posts, while Thug, in his own way, made it clear she was special. For Mariah, being with Thug wasn't just about love,